Oh, you all, hello. It is Tia Day. Good afternoon, good evening. I hope all are well. I hope all are safe. So I just want to say really quickly, when it comes to medical misinformation, so I guess the definition of that, as far as social media, or as far as the dictionary, is you giving information that could be harmful to your health, or information that's not true pertaining to your health. So basically, if you say anything about the vax, you say anything about masks, anything that has to do with pandemic or whatever's going on right now, as far as what's supposed to bring um, panic or what's supposed to have you run to the hospitals to either get services or serum, whatever it is, anything that's a part of the agenda, if you say something or speak out about it in any way, shape, or form, it's called medical misinformation. Now it's not medical misinformation because you're saying something harmful. It's medical misinformation because you're saying something that's harmful to them. You see what I'm saying? Because some people, one can argue like, okay, well, I'm allergic to the vaccine, or I have health issues, which is why I don't, agree with the vaccine. And just by me saying, okay, I'm concerned about my health, they'll tell me, okay, now you're giving out medical misinformation by not harming yourself. And I'm no stranger to medical misinformation because I want to say my first and second channel got ripped off the air. It was due to medical misinformation. Like every time I got a strike, due to medical misinformation. And they stopped for over a year on this third channel. So I don't know if they stopped because it's like, okay, well, you're obviously not going to stop, or they stop because it figures like, okay, well, I can only stop you for so long, and it's not like you're actually lying, or maybe they're just waiting. They could be waiting too, because what they'll do is they'll give you enough rope to hang yourself, or they'll give you a rap sheet. Let's say, like as I mentioned, I've been doing this on this particular channel for over a year, on the new one. So that means, let's say I have a year's worth of medical misinformation. Once they hit me, then it's like you'll get hit and then you'll just get ripped off the air. You see what I'm saying? Because I only mentioned that. And mind you, I am no stranger to medical misinformation. I'm no stranger to getting ripped off the air. But I only mentioned it this time because a guy, he was speaking of how he got hit. He got a strike for medical misinformation. And it wasn't because he said anything about masks. He didn't say anything about health or anything. He was just speaking on wild herbs. He was speaking on basically like how to heal yourself through plants. Like he's basically an herbalist, among other things. I think he has like a homestead. Like he's trying to do things hands-on. And I'm thinking that's medical misinformation because you're harming them. If you go against the pharmaceuticals or you go against their agenda, that's medical misinformation. That's harmful information to them. That's another thing they use too, harmful information. Now it's not harmful because I'm saying, okay, children, get out there and get your sex change, or children, get out there and destroy yourself, or be sure to use drugs and alcohol. That's not considered harmful, because I promise you, if my job is to go against the youth, not once will I get hit with medical misinformation or harmful information. You see what I'm saying? But if my message is for you to wake up and to care for yourself, is pretty much to get the alternative to what's really going on, or the alternative to diseases or the vaccine, then that's harmful information. Because you're harming them. You're harming the pharmaceuticals when you tell them to do other things other than the pharmacy, or to run to the plants instead of running to the hospital. You see what I'm saying? You're harming them. You see what I'm saying? So when they say you're issuing out harmful information, that's because you're harming them, not even yourself. If I literally have videos where I'm harming myself, or I'm praising STDs, or I'm a fan of Cardi Bitch or Not So Sexy Red, not once will I get hit with harmful information. You see what I'm saying? It's more harmful for me to tell you to get out there and use your sex organs until you can't use them no more, versus me just saying, watch what you eat, or try to wean yourself off of your medication. You see what I'm saying? One of those will harm you, and it's okay on social media, and then the one that will not harm you is harmful to social media, and that's why they say medical misinformation. So I just want to say, keep that bug in your ear. And I was just saying that because I would say don't stop too, because a lot of people, they get discouraged by the money, because a lot of people that are on social media, they're getting paid to make videos on YouTube. And this gentleman that I was watching, he was afraid because he was like, well, my livelihood, he said, if that video was from a year ago and that's all I talk about is plants and all that, and I got hit with a medical misinformation due to plants, talking about plants, and he was like, oh wow, should I go back and take the rest of those off, or the ones that I feel like could be harmful? Because he said when he went through the video that he tried to appeal, he couldn't figure out where the medical misinformation came from. So to me, I would say, don't be swayed by the money. You see what I'm saying? If you're doing something out the kindness of your heart, or if you really want to help people, it shouldn't be about the money. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that because I've never been monetized, but I'm just saying that because if I know I stand for something, this is what I stand for. And even if YouTube rips it off the air, if they rip it off the air, then that just lets me know that I'm doing something right. That's why I would want to encourage this gentleman to keep doing what you're doing, because you're giving useful information. It may be harmful to YouTube because you're stepping on their toes, but that shows where you stand. Because if you get rid of your videos showing about herbs and stuff, and that's literally what you talk about, if you're talking about being natural, homestead, and living off the earth, and you get rid of all your videos living off the earth, then it's like you're kind of defeating the purpose. What use is of it to put that information out there if you're just going to rip it off the air yourself? You see what I'm saying? Yeah, they may look up dirt, but that's the whole point if they're working against you. And if something's working against you, then that means you're doing something right. It's not a punishment. If you get ripped off the air, but then like, oh, well, they're going to demonetize you. Like I say, that's something we need to wean ourselves off anyway. Because again, if I'm relying on social media for payment and they decide they're not going to pay me, then what? You see what I'm saying? So it's like you got to stand for something, and it can't be, oh, because of the money or because of the views, or no. Because again, if I operated like that, I would have had to quit a long time ago. Because I've never been monetized and I've never been told on the mountain, but yet I'm still doing my part. Because whoever needs to hear the information will hear the information. You know, so I would say, just for those who feel like they're afraid, okay, well, the censorship is coming around again. Should I shut up or should I? No. I would say shut up. Now, if it's something where you're no good to nobody, no good to yourself, and no good to nobody, and you're literally are destroying people, then yes, please shut up. Please get censored, because you're not giving any nutritional value. But if you're literally, if you know what you're saying, and you know what the content that you're putting out, if you genuinely know in your heart, and you genuinely believe in your heart, okay, this is what helped me, and I believe this could help you, or this is what works for me. Just like how he said that this particular herb that he used on a sting bite, on a bee sting, it took away the pain. So that would be good to know for people who, okay, well, damn, I usually get stung by bees, or I usually suffer from pain. You see what I'm saying? And it'll be nice to have the alternative versus relying on these pharmaceuticals that's either going to go up in price or they're going to go out of business anyway. You see what I'm saying? You're going to be left hanging anyway, so it's best to be as natural as you can. So I would say don't get steered away. If things get hard to where it's like, okay, if you don't do this or else, keep doing what you're doing, because if it's don't do this or else, that means you're obviously doing something right. Because I can promise you, a demon will not stop another demon. If you're out there doing Satan's work and you're out there destroying people, you got free game. Because look around, look on social media, all this stuff that they got that's unruly and unhealthy for children, and something that's where it's literally like that's so inappropriate for children, that's running strong on social media, and it's not getting stopped. But if you tell them to stop and tell them to get right and shut the hell up, then that might get stopped. Because like I say, there's substance behind what you're talking about. Now, if you have no substance and literally all you're doing is spewing destruction, then you're going to go strong and you're going to get paid top dollar. You see what I'm saying? So that means they don't have to stop you because you're not helping the situation. You see what I'm saying? So take that as if you're getting stopped, take that as motivation that you're doing something right. Don't let the money and don't let the views get in your way. Because if that's the case, if you're worried about the money and the views, all they got to do is take it away anyway. So it's disposable. So I would just say, just don't get so. And it's good to have it. If you're monetized, that's wonderful. But if it's something where it's used against you, don't have that to where, oh, now you got to change the subject. Like, no. Because now you're getting whipped into shape. Who else is going to tell us what you don't know if you're getting scared and whipped into shape? You see what I'm saying? Because there's people out there who need that information. Now, majority of the world might be in trouble, but there's a few of us who there's hope for, and a few of us who wants help and who needs the key, or maybe you got the answer to the last question that they had. Well, damn, I'm just missing this one thing. Maybe I'm missing that one herb that this man was talking about that he's about to be scared away of talking about. We need this information. So I'm just saying, just don't allow the medical misinformation or the strikes or the demonetization. Don't let that get to you. Because when you're doing something right, you will get pushback. Now, this is how you know that you're not doing something right. If you don't get no pushback at all from the crowd, from the comments or nothing, then you're obviously, you're not bringing forth enough substance, obviously. And I don't want to say that just makes it seem like, oh, well, I thought I was talking about something. But again, if you're not getting no pushback, then obviously you ain't talking about nothing. Because again, a demon don't have to stop another demon. Stop doing all that evil. A demon's hand hasn't been slapped yet. I literally was just watching something that looked like anime. It looked like cartoons, but it was like these cartoons were looking sexualized. And that's all over the kids section. Sex has drowned the kids section. And again, nobody's getting their hand slapped in the sex department when it comes to being around children. Sexy Red and not so Sexy Red and Cardi Bitch, they're not getting their hands slapped when they go over there twerking in front of the children, because that's called having no substance. That's called being detrimental to the youth. So that means that they're going to go strong because they have no substance. Now, if you come around and you slap them and tell them to put their clothes on, get your bussies out of those children, you know what I'm saying? If you tell them about themselves, then you're going to be out of line. You see what I'm saying? Notice how you get whipped into shape for doing the right thing, and that's because you are doing the right thing. So take the ridicule as that's your heads up, and that's let you know your confirmation that you're doing something right. Because again, demons don't slap other demons' hands. Just keep that in mind. Be well, be safe.